Fish, I love you so much because literally I told someone, okay, time for stream 2, Electric Boogaloo. Every time I do a second stream, I'm pretty much, my brain immediately goes, stream 2, Electric Boogaloo. Bones, Bones, can I just say what I love most about when you're in my streams? My favorite part about you being in my streams, like adding songs to the queue. You know what? You know what my absolute favorite thing about when you do that is? You always do it when it's a game that I'm explicitly not going to put, that I'm not going to play. This morning, I played music the whole time. Tuesdays I don't because we do a visual novel. Wednesdays I usually play the music because we're usually just playing games that don't require anything. Thursdays I play Overwatch, so I usually have music going on. Fridays, depending on what, I mean, Fridays usually the retro game, the music is supposed to shine through. And then Sunday is like if I'm playing Overwatch, I'm always having music. But if I'm playing, literally, Higurashi isn't even considered a visual novel. Like, I think it's considered an audio novel. I think this is so funny every time it happens. Sound novel. That's what they call it, a sound novel. The music, backgrounds, and characters work together to create a world that is the stage of a novel for the user to read. Bones, I love you so much. I don't know how you do it every time, but you do it every time. I can't remember the last time you played a song request, and it actually got played the stream that you requested it. I love you, Bones. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. I'm sorry, Bones. This isn't my fault. This isn't my fault. I swear. This has been a consistent thing over the literal years that I've been streaming this game. Also, Cold One 2, Electric Boogaloo? We gotta hear the... Bones, how are we gonna hear the cry of Higurashi over what I can only assume is, K-pop? Yeah, we're gonna fucking finish this
Chat says the Kitsune is a bad fox, but they really mean a good fox.
Okay, Bones, I know exactly what you mean. Thank you. I am a good fox. Best fox, actually. I couldn't think of a single fox that was better. And I asked, like, I mentioned that in Skylar's chat, and she agreed.
You're such a good girl.
I do not use controller for this game. I use mouse. Thank you, Fish. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in Onigafuchi Village or Hinamazawa. It had been a very hot for the... And the corpses went rotten quickly. Any housewife knows how fast fresh meat can go bad. I know it too. That's why the first thing I did was to dismember the corpse. There's only one reason. Hey, Bones, can you do me a huge... You're on mobile. Fuck. Do it myself, don't worry. Fine. Do it myself. And we're just gonna pin that real quick. Cool. And there was only one reason why I needed to dismember them. I needed to reduce them to a portable size, in order to carry them to a place where they'll never be found. When men see the word dismembered corpses, they probably feel disgusted because they don't cook. But housewives are used to taking the guts out of fish, and they sometimes even see living maggots. They take the maggots off of the food, or even cook it with the maggots still on. They would kill them after all. Women don't tell men what they do in the kitchen, men wouldn't cook the food if they knew. So it didn't really bother me much to dismember them. I was released from all my problems by killing them. Cleaning up the mess was like nothing to me because I got freedom and regained my happiness. I dismembered the corpses using carpenter's tools like a saw and a hatchet. I was wearing a black sweatsuit I bought for today because I thought I might get stained with blood. Blood stains don't show on black fabric, and I could just throw it away after it's done. I brought a plastic sheet I found in the dump because I thought the blood might spread otherwise. I did the work on the sheet. I could just burn it after it was done. In the end, dismembering human bodies is no different from preparing food on a chopping board. That's so true. Honestly, Rena, based Rena. Rena based, always. Always based Rena. We love Rena. I was very tired from chopping apart two adult bodies, but I didn't have a problem doing it. Cut off their arms, legs, and heads, dividing each body into 6 pieces. I heard before that blades get easily ruined by fat when you cut apart a corpse, so I brought many kinds of tools. Wait, what's this game about again? Uh, um, some school students having really good times together. Yeah, that's probably what it's about. And I was right. I didn't have to go back and forth between here and my house to get another tool in the middle of work. A long time ago, the construction manager was murdered, and his body was dismembered here during the damn conflict. That damn site. Can we get a quote 40 in chat? Ugh, it's so good to be back to quote 40. That damn site. It was cut into 6 pieces in the same way. Well, I had 2 bodies, so there was double that, though. I remembered the main suspect was still on the loose, and the victim's arm he hid hadn't been found yet. Fuck. I wonder where he hid it. I'd like to ask him, I smiled wryly. Unlike the arms, legs, and heads, the torsos were difficult to take care of. Not cutting them into smaller pieces, but I decided against it because I thought it'd be troublesome to clean up the guts. Put each piece in a black trash bag and sprayed on a lot of deodorant. Not sure if that would help against the smell, though. Bugs flew around me while I was dismembering the corpses. After I finished putting all the pieces into each bag, the bugs were still flying around, but that was just because they could smell the blood. After I cleaned up everything, they were all gone. Now, all I needed to do was get rid of these 12 black bags. Burning them will be easiest, but I don't think I can burn them to ashes without using a cremator. The best way is to bury them somewhere. The torsos, every piece is small enough to fit in my backpack. I could easily carry them without being noticed. Throw them into the river running through the damn construction site. If I did that, somebody would find them for sure. You know, on the news several times that a bag with a body part in it was found beside the river. Every time I heard something like that, I always thought the murderer was stupid. I thought about dumping them in the Onigafuchi swamp. Rotten meat floats. I thought about weighing the bags, but there's no guarantee they'd stay there. Left me one choice, to bury them. There are many unexplored mountains at the end of the abandoned districts around Yagochi, Katsudo. Probably best to bury them somewhere in the mountains. Well, it would be safe to bury them here in the garbage dump, too. It's not safe. And so I'm going to bury all these bags somewhere deep inside of a mountain in order to completely erase the 2 of them. Joints hurt, since I've been using muscles I don't normally use. I cleaned up the mess very carefully and got into my hideout. While still wearing the sweatsuit, I laid down on the mattress. I washed my hands carefully, but there was still dirt and blood under my nails. I could take a shower later and wash it off completely. I say things like disposing of corpses. It sounds like I'm the greatest evil of the century. But that's only true if I get caught. What I did isn't a crime as long as I don't get caught. Plus, I didn't do this because I wanted to commit a crime. I didn't do anything wrong. I did this to protect my father's life and mine. People might speak ill of me, but I don't care about them. In the end, I don't think anybody can really pass judgment on my sin. Sins aren't something to pass judgment on. They're something to confess and atone. Huh? I don't get it. In other words, nobody can measure the weight of a sin other than the person who committed the crime. Do I regret what I did? Feel sorry? No. I don't think I did anything wrong. I truly believe there was no better way than killing them. I'm sure it was the right thing because my life had already started to change since the night I killed them. A few days earlier, I just came home after killing Teppei. My father was cleaning the room Teppei had trashed earlier, Eyes were swollen. He'd been crying. Reina, where have you been? I was talking with... I said, Rina-san will never come to our house again. Please leave us alone. Therefore, he'll never come back. I don't think he'll stay away from us that easily. You should watch out for him for a while, too. It's hard to explain why Teppei would never come back. I tell him he shouldn't worry because I killed him. Grabbed ice cubes from the freezer, put them in a plastic bag, and handed it to my father. There you go, Dad. Ellen. Must have only noticed it just then. Oh, thank you. Don't worry about cleaning up the mess. I'll do it. The vacuum cleaner. Reina. He called out to me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault. I think they're living by deceiving people. We're just one of their targets. Reina. Know who they were? Yes, I found out recently. I didn't tell you because I thought you wouldn't believe me. I'm sorry. Look down. Told me about how he wanted to get remarried. I told him that they were bad people, that they scammed others with Badger Game. He didn't listen to me. So I was right in saying that he wouldn't have believed me out at all. Take advantage of your pain. I'm a very bad father. He started talking about how he met Mina, as if trying to absolve his guilt. It was when he was suffering the most, and he needed to drink away his sorrow. The bar he happened to go into, Rina-san was the one who came to his table. It was her job to be a good listener when her customers talked. He must have been a great listener and offered words of comfort when he talked about the divorce. If he was emotionally stable, he could have taken it as kindness that she was only offering at the time. But he was so desperate that he took it the wrong way. After that, the tragedy was inevitable. He wanted to believe that it was destiny, and he glamorized everything about her. It would be easy to laugh at him, that he was just... I don't blame him, because being weak is also a part of being human. He had plenty of opportunities to grow suspicious of her questionable spending. But my father just read that, even that behavior, as an attempt to cheer her up. He bought everything she asked him to, and Rina had landed her catch. He shouldn't have He shouldn't have brought his lover to the house where his daughter lived. But he was crazy about her, and he didn't even think about it. Now you could do exclamation point crazy, Fearless. I'd forgotten that I was a father first. What was I thinking? He started crying. His shoulders gently. It's okay. He realized it in the end. My father no matter what. Only family I have. Couldn't stop moaning. Held each other right together. Thank you. 50! Let's go! I wonder what our counting is at. We're so good at counting. We're so good at numbers. The next day, my father got up early in the morning. He was already cooking breakfast when I got up. And he told me, your father is going to get his act together from today onward. Dad, you should have used salad oil before you cooked them sunny side up. It's been a long time since I cooked. I'd off the burning eggs in the pan with a spatula and he added salad oil to it. It was too late. And that just made it an even bigger mess. I didn't say anything because I wanted to eat his eggs. I waited at the table quiet. He put the burned eggs on a plate and brought them over to me. Like he tried to salvage them by adding cheese, but it didn't really work. Still, it smelled good and crispy, actually stimulated my appetite. Thick cut toast popped out of the toaster. I made coffee with extra milk and sugar because my father liked it sweet. Put everything on the table. It looked terrible, like the cooking class of an elementary school. But to me it was precious, because my father tried very hard to make it. Great! It smells good. I hope it tastes as good as it smells. It might be better that you do. I feel bad making you. I'll take care of cooking when you take care of getting a job. It had been taboo to talk about work in our house. He hadn't worked since the divorce. It wasn't only because of the divorce, though. He just didn't have to work because the settlement money my mother gave him was used. Plus, I let him be lazy because I felt guilty about the divorce. But my father cleared his wrongdoing by showing repentance to me. And I also atoned for my sin of not doing anything about my mother, doing what I did the night. Now we are free of sin. I'm going to try to find a job. Thinking about going to the Employment Service Agency today. Yeah, that's a great idea. Not the money that he wanted. He just needed a normal lifestyle. I'm old and not very strong. I'm a bit worried if I can find a job at all. What kind of job are you looking for? I prefer a desk job, but I don't think a lot of companies would offer one to an old man like me. I can ask my friend. Michan is the daughter of a big landowner in Hinamazawa, so she might be able to find you something. Hi, Skylar. How are you doing today? It's been so long since I've seen you last. Did you add that command to mix it up? Wah! Wah! Hi, Skylar. Thank you. Hi, Sky. Thank you, Skylar. You're adorable, too. Did you like the 2 clips that I got you? You got 2 new clips, Skylar. Maybe we'll get one of them. Fish. You could shout out Skylar for me. Or maybe Fearless, or Bones, or maybe all of them. Let's see. Let's just keep shouting around until we get one of the 2 new clips. Keep doing it. Just keep going. Nope, it's not that one. You gotta try again. Yeah, get out of here. Skylar, why are all of your clips of you dying or running away from something? Dang it. Let's go gambling. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. Oh, dang it. I'm listening, Skylar. It's okay, Fish. You can do it again. You can keep shouting her out until we get one of the clips. I'm sure she'd love that. What'd you get to eat, Skylar? Oh, it's okay. I'll do it myself. I have to man up, you know?
What's your thoughts on that?
It's not that one either, Fish. You can go with another one. It's okay. You don't have to wait. You can just go again.
Ambition is a constant, Perry.
It'll just play it afterwards.
A nexus of realities. Control of it would be a prize indeed. What are your thoughts on this, apprentice?
I love this bit. This is one of my favorite
I'm
bits
pretty
to
sure
do.
he's gonna do evil stuff with that.
That, Perry,
Oh, and there she goes running away.
Palpatine's ambitions regarding the 0 point. He will attempt to bend reality to
I don't even know what's going on. But
Yes, he will.
I hope she dies at the end of it. That would be so funny.
will, you say.
So validating to my...
Supposed ally
Thank you, Fearless.
Flint and Steel!
Or it's not that one either. Sky, why do you have so many clips? And also, was that you dying? Was that literally you dying? All of your clips are you dying or running away from something. It's not that one either, sorry.
Guys, they still haven't fixed that, okay? You be off in the world? Oh my god, they're so fucking cute. I can't believe you can still do that. Oh my god.
Are you trying to get an upskirt of your
You're
character
gonna
there?
duplicate your
I know what you're
sprites.
doing. I know what
That's
you're doing.
insane.
I know your game, Skylar.
Don't wanna do that.
It's Fortnite.
I don't know Fortnite.
Oh, hey, we need another clip. Clearly that wasn't it. We get another shout out. Thank you, Fearless. You don't have to wait. If it's not the clip, I'll just tell you, and then you can immediately shout her out again. It's not that one. You can shout her out again.
I'm afraid of heights. I don't want to jump out of an airplane. No! I will shove Hello Kitty out. No. Yeah, you get out. You get out. You get out.
Love you, Sky.
Get off my plane.
Get off my... I've seen this one before. I do like to get off my plane.
Get off my plane.
I forgot how comedically timed that ending is. Let's go! We got it!
tomorrow's issue. You know, that's tomorrow's issue. You know. I'll get that stuff for later tomorrow.
Yo, you know how we always say that's a future Fearless problem? That's what happened to Skylar. No, it's okay. You don't have to shout her out. We already got one. We got one. It's okay. It's okay, Fearless. Let her take some rest. Yeah, we already.
I'm afraid of heights. I don't want to jump out of an airplane.
He doesn't want to jump out of an airplane.
Shut that little kitty out. No. Yeah, you get out. You get out. You get out. No, you get off the plane.
I wish I had an easier way to kill the flips. I sure don't, though.
No.
This one is quite long.
Get off my plane.
Get off my... Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go back to playing the fucking game now, if that's okay with everyone. If everyone's okay with that, I'm gonna go back to playing the game. I don't remember the last time we enjoyed breakfast like this. I don't even remember the last time we had breakfast together. Really? Really, Fearless? I'm trying to do a thing where I'm supposed to read. I gotta read shit.
I wonder what planet he wants to grow.
Ooh, what about Poet's Legacy? Whenever I'm, you know, it's like based on my poetry. And like stories that
I'm so
or
quiet.
poems that I've read or written. Like if they're specific, like I have specifics and they're relevant. Like if I've written a
remember what I was
poem
saying,
or I have like
I
a
can't
specific
fucking hear.
poem that is not like.
The Fearless, you know you could just do exclamation point pyro or exclamation point solo, right? For the first time in a long time, the morning light felt refreshing. To keep enjoying life like that. Unfortunately, I had to go to school. I told him that I'd skip school that day and that I wanted him to take me somewhere fun. But he tried to be a good father and said that I had to go to school. Well, I have to go now. Okay. Have a good day at school. See, Fish, now we're back to our regularly scheduled friends having fun and stuff. School kids having fun. He followed me for the front tour. I was a bit embarrassed for some. He talked with me while I was tying my shoes. He followed me here, not because he wanted to see me off, but he wanted to tell me. I've been sad ever since your mother divorced. I realized that I shouldn't be sad because I have you, Reina. I didn't have to feel sad at all. Dad, what being your family's about? Tell him to swear I'm up to good. Fearless, if you don't mind, can we maybe not reference something that we don't approve of because of we don't. Yo, can I just say fuck turfs? Can I get a quote 1? Can I get a quote 1 in chat? Yo, fuck turfs. Am I right? Anyways. Thank you, Fish. It's okay, Fearless. I knew that you weren't doing it on purpose. I mean, it was a great opportunity for us to say fuck turfs. We're all in agreement on that, right? Fuck turfs. Yes, you're right. See, even Rena's dad agrees. I'm right. Again, I'm not a good father. I had to learn something that simple and important from my own daughter. Well, I have to go now. Keiichi-kun is waiting for me. Trans lives plus. Plus what? L plus ratio plus get styled on plus you fell off plus your mom. Have a good day. Oh wait. Have a good day. Oh, Reina. I'm going to cook dinner tonight. I'll do the grocery shopping on the way back from the employment service agency. Look forward to it. I promise I won't fail like I just did now. Plus mold in your house. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. Like more? Trans lives like more. Huh? I don't get it. Literally. Yes. Correct? Correct. I'm so confused on what you're trying to say, Fearless. See you tonight. I left the house. My father saw me off, still in the apron. The first step of our new life. I finally regained it. Finally regained everything we lost after we left Hinamizawa. My father wasn't around. I didn't feel sad because I had my father. Yeah, that's a future fearless problem, isn't it?
Eyes of the cicadas sounded as if they were celebrating my new life. The sunshine was bright, and the wind was setting up a nice breeze. The only thing that wasn't nice was the ticking clock. I was late because I spent too much time talking with my father. Ichi-kun might be already be gone. I think he'd wait for me long. But he was there anyway.
Hey, good morning.
Aha! Good morning!
Look, she does the thingy. She does the thingy that all of us queers use. I think I can deep throat my foot any farther. Oh, yes. I have something else that you can deep throat. Don't worry. It's okay. Yeah, that one. I usually make you wait. So it's okay that I wait once in a while.
They're really going to be late. We should walk fast, I think.
Is it a banana? Oh, this. You know how I feel about bananas. Yeah, let's walk fast. We might have to run at the end.
Mii-chan might already be gone.
He's waiting for sure. We're friends. We'd never leave each other behind, right? Anyway, did something good happen this morning?
What? Why do you ask that?
Well, you look very happy for some reason. I just thought maybe something good happened to you.
Good mood I was in must have been too obvious for Kichi to ignore. I had not only my family, but my friends too. I felt something warm spreading in my heart. Well, I'll tell you what happened this morning. My father made breakfast, but...
What? Isn't that the right way to cook eggs? You said salad oil for making salad. Use salad oil for making salads, don't you?
What? I have to tell everyone you just said that.
I'm really fish. I really wish I was there to witness it or experience it with you.
What did you say?
Those rude remarks are unforgivable. Fine, bring it. You're saying that, then you're willing and ready to throw down, aren't you? Hey, what's going on? Satoko, Kei-chan, why don't you two place an outside bet on our club activities today? It'll be fun.
Mii-chan, what's an outside bet? What is it?
An outside bet means what it says. That Satoko and I would place a bet on each other outside the game. The one who played worse than the other has to suffer an extra punishment besides the normal one.
Means I get to see one of you suffer no matter who loses.
So, what do you say, Satoko?
That sounds like a wonderful idea to me. Heiichi-san, we'll take a punishment for being the lowest ranked in the game and another punishment for losing to me. Ah, how wonderful.
Great. I like your spirit, Satoko. Alright, let's play today's game with their outside bet.
It's more fun to think about punishment than to think about the game itself.
I love how sadistic Rika is. She's like so sweet and cute and soft-spoken, and then she's just like, hey, fuck you in particular. It sure is. I can't wait to see how miserable Satoko's going to look after she takes her punishment.
Keep dreaming, Keiichi-san.
Ouch, take that! Stop it! Yeah! I'm fighting you too. The game hasn't even started yet.
She is, since I opened the door and I came in.
Take your seats, everyone. Take your seats, everyone. Let's start homeroom and then you can all go home.
Everybody headed to their seat. Mii-chan.
Huh? What?
Sorry to ruin the mood, but I have to go home after school. I have things to do again today.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry that you have to go. Are you busy with housework or something?
Yep.
Well, this old man has no right to stop you when it comes to housework. I don't do housework myself. Our housekeepers do.
You should help them sometime. It'll be good training for married life.
Don't worry about that. I already have that kind of skill, you know, to be a good wife.
Mii-chan looks like the kind of girl who tries to stay away from chores as much as possible. She can actually do everything, just who she is. Went through hard times to learn those things. But she acts like she's learned them without any struggle. That's also who I like that about her.
What? I'm home, Rena. And then you won't see Keiichi-san go to the teacher's office wearing an embarrassing uniform. What a shame.
It's going to be pity you have to miss it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You went home right after school for housework yesterday, too. Did something happen?
Yeah, kind of. It might take me a few more days.
Well, I guess you can't join us for a while.
Maybe. I'll try to finish this soon.
Meow about with the thing you have to do. If it's something like carrying all the old furniture, let me know. I can help with that. Are you redecorating your house? This old man can bring lots of help for that. I have an idea. We can make a game out of helping her out with her housework.
At this point, the person who doesn't end up helping.
True.
Thank you guys. Really do appreciate it.
Well, seems like there's nothing we can do. Therefore, I announce Rena Ryugu's withdrawal from the front lines as of today. I order you to take a rest till you finish doing your housework and return to the front as soon as you've regained your strength. There will be many games for 4. Oh, can you play Mahjong, Kei-chan? Yeah, my dad sometimes forces me to play Mahjong with him and his friends from work. Oh, of course, we are good at Mahjong as well.
After that, they fooled around and made a lot of noise, just like they always did. I looked at them and reminded myself that I'd always have a place to return to. He left the classroom with a smile. I'm going to Yokochi on my bicycle. I had to find a place to bury the bags with the body parts. Hopefully I can finish burying all of them today before it gets dark. With that, everything will be done and done with.
I don't like the back of the tiles made of bamboo. You guys haven't marked them, have you? I wouldn't be too sure. Ichi-san, you sound traumatized by the experience you had with our card game. Well, I think there are some scratches on them. They're cheap ones, you know. But it's more fun when there's an element of doubt, don't you think?
How many reds do you want to use? 6?
It sounded professional, and it's scary. Oh well, I should start by checking the tiles. Playing Mahjong with my family is different from playing it as a club activity. You have to be cautious. Possible that one tile is missing, or that there's one extra or particular tile in here. We don't do things like that. Well, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Let's see. Let's put them all face up on the table and check them before we start the game. Come on. Everybody flip the tiles face up. One dragon is missing. One dragon eats nuts. One low pin and one low so are missing too. Oh, one low wand is missing also. What's going on? So many missing tiles. Oh, I remember. Hold on a second. Anne hit the palm of her hand with her fist, moved her chair aside, and stuck her finger into the gap of the floorboards. Then she pulled out a tile there. There you go. This is the dragon. I don't remember where I put the other 3. Wait, Mion, why are there so many missing tiles hiding in the classroom? Well, you know. I've hidden the other 3 tiles somewhere in the classroom and forgot where. Couldn't play Mahjong with 3 tiles missing. I suggested we play another game, but Mian insisted that we had to find them and suggested making the treasure hunt our game. And as long as I can make Keiichi-san suffer a punishment, I care little as to what game we play, but, to be honest with you, I prefer to play something more interesting than that. I agree. Plus, you're not sure if they're here in the classroom, right, Mian? No, they're here. Or maybe this old man might have put them in his pockets and left them by the washing machine. I don't remember.
I recommend checking the number of tiles after we play Mahjong with me on it.
Everybody except Mian nodded in agreement. What? You don't want to play our classroom tile hunting game? In other words, cleaning up the mess Mian made so she could cheat? Do it yourself. Don't use our club activities for personal reasons. Fine, fine. So, what do you want to do? Can't play Mahjong now. What are we playing then? Does anybody have any ideas? Our club president, Mian usually decides what we'll play. I couldn't just come up with something on the spot. While we were all thinking, Mia hit her palm with her fist just like she did earlier. I got an idea. If you don't want to hunt for tiles, let's do a real treasure hunt. What name comes to mind when I say treasure hunting? Rena, right? I mean, going to the garbage dump at the damn construction site? That damn site! Can we get a quote 40, please? I don't really go there often, but the place is large.
I've heard that the place is haunted by the ghost of the man who was murdered there. His body was cut. I shouldn't go.
A ghost. I like it. Thank you, Fish. That's even better. I didn't know there was a room for that. I do know that someone was murdered there and that the main suspect is still... He hid the arm of the victim and it hasn't been found yet, right?
There's a rumor that the the victim of the dismemberment murder, became a ghost and ring around the place to find his missing arm.
Rika, you don't like ghosts? Don't tell me you're still scared of ghosts.
I am a shrine maid. I can see that if I don't want.
Wow, you see ghosts? If I remember right, I've heard those who could see spirits see them as naturally as they do us. And that's utterly ridiculous. I've been living with Rika a long time, and I've never seen anything like that.
That's just... I see them, but I can't. For example, when you're in your bed, I always... Rika!
Hey, Rika, why did you smile like that? What were you about to say? What do you see when I'm sleeping? Atiko, I feel sorry for you. Pretend you're not scared of ghosts during the day, but I'm pretty sure you get scared when it's dark. I'm gonna have to make a silent phone call tonight just to scare the hell out of her. Including myself, I don't think anybody really likes going there. Rena's the only one who does. Rena finds a ghost when she's in her cute mode. She might take it home with her. And that's so true. She'd say, how I'm taking you home with me. It was so easy to imagine that, all of us laughed. Well, let's do it. Let's go treasure hunting. You find a ghost, you win. You get a point if you find the victim's missing right arm. And you also get a point if you find anything that Rena would like. We can show her what we found to Rena later, and we'll let her decide who's the winner. Oh, I can't wait to win the game and make Keiichi-san take double the punishment. Hey, Satsuko, you sure you want to win? That means you're gonna see a ghost. Ooh. Just stop it. You're getting on my nerves.
I don't want to go. I'm scared of you.
What do you mean you're scared of ghosts too? Who else are you referring to? I'm not scared at all. Hey, Keiichi-san, stop doing that. Let's go, everybody. Let's find the ghost. Woo! And it'll be over with. Everything will be over and done with. Yes, it'll be over when the Higurashi cry. And they cry. Ah!
Oh, that's it.
Rena finished making her confession. No applause or curtain call. She's so cute. I'm gonna be her. It was quiet and lonely. It was a quiet and lonely stage that Rena performed on alone. I think I'd forgotten to blink since her confession started. Everybody else seemed to be feeling the same way. Rena looked at us. She was a teacher waiting for questions from her students. We noticed that she was initiating what Chie-sensei does at the end of class, imitating what Chie-sensei does at the end of class. We all smiled bitterly.
I went to Higurashi earlier to find a place to bury these bags. It was a hard pick. It was hard to pick a place because I wanted to make sure nobody would ever find them. I even thought about burying them in my backyard because it might be the safest. But after I thought about it, I knew it wouldn't work. My father might start planting vegetables one day and I might find them. Nopti! Hi, Nopti. How are you doing, Nopti? Look at Nopti. That's got him. Over the puppies. Did you finish Barkley's story, Nopti?
Barkley the goat! Yo, Barkley's the goat. Did you find out that Barkley's the goat, Dopey? Dopey, Dopey, Dopey. Dopey's nuts, got him. Barkley. Let's go! Barkley the fucking go! We love Barkley. All my homies love Barkley.
No, it's better that I bury them safe somewhere in the mountains.
Look, you missed it. We've been having fun school time life with friends. It's nothing else. A game where nothing ever happens. Nothing bad ever happens.
Plus, I don't ever want to let her near my father, even though she's dead.
I felt like I did something very bad. Brenna's plan was going smoothly. If I'd only hunted for the mahjong tiles instead of insisting on something else, this wouldn't have happened. When I looked at the others, they all seemed to be regretting their actions too. Mian hadn't come up with the idea to play the garbage dump. Satoko hadn't found the broken refrigerator. Ryuchan had convinced us not to go. Brenna could have had a few more days, and she could have gotten rid of these trash bags. He never would have been found. Then what would have happened? Nothing. Everything would have remained the same. She kept having happy and peaceful days. Brenna had been through a hard time, but she'd been forcing her face into a smile for us. The fake smile was supposed to become a real smile one day. None of us were supposed to notice that Rena was going through a hard time. For a while, Rena was supposed to be able to forget the bitter memory of killing these two. She was supposed to live as if nothing had happened. But now all of her effort, all her courage, had been ruined.
I know killing people is a bad thing to do. I didn't want to do this, and I don't want to do it again in the future. But I believe this was the best solution, and I also believe I didn't do anything wrong. I applied my utmost efforts when God presented me with the adequate, equal opportunity to regain my happy, peaceful life. I should accept suffering and live in an immaterial life without desires is nothing more than pretty words from those who have plenty. Akinopti, get some food, have good food. Nobody can belittle my efforts. Rather, they should praise me for what I did. They should celebrate for me. Rena Ryugu found her own fate, fought for her own fate, and she won.
I don't know why I did it, but I interrupted her. I shouldn't have. I thought I needed to tell her this, so I did. But, Rena, why? Why didn't you tell us?
What do you mean?
We're friends, aren't we? Friends are always on your side without exception, no matter what. I thought friends were like family. If you told us about it, we could have helped you. Then you wouldn't have had to get your hands dirty. Brenna told us made us sad. I couldn't help myself from saying that to her. Brenna told us straight that she did the best she could. Told us that right to our faces. That's the same thing as saying that she did us in order to do the best she could. Hey, John, you can say that now, but... Wait, let me finish. I believe that friends are there to share both happiness and hardship. Me fucking too. You came to talk to us. I believe we could have done something different, and we could have led you to a better...
A better future? There's no better future than what I have right now. This is the best possible future.
That's a lie. My shout seemed to scare her a little. I knew that Renee didn't believe that this was the best possible future. She just didn't have any other choice. If she had other choices, she definitely would have chosen... She definitely wouldn't have chosen this one. I know you don't believe that because you're crying.
What? Who's crying? Me? I'm not crying.
You are. You've been crying the whole time. Haven't you noticed it? In fact, I didn't see any tears in her eyes or on her face at all. That didn't mean she wasn't crying. Brenna was crying. She was crying because she was driven into a corner after all the hard work she did to be happy. Tears looked so sad. Anyone who couldn't see those tears wasn't really thinking about her.
I'm not crying. I won't cry. I did the right thing. I made the right choice. There's no reason for me to cry. That's ridiculous. I have no idea what you're talking about, Keith.
I know it. You're crying right now. Brenna stopped laughing all of a sudden. She spoke with a cold expression on her face.
Okay. I did what you told you all about my father and that woman. Then what?
Well,
Then what?
Brenna had never talked to me like this. This she was mocking my ignorance, and that made me shut my mouth.
You don't know what happened last year.
Last year?
Yeah, last year. It happened in June of 1982. There was someone who had no choice but to kill a person to free himself from his fortune.
Satoko gasped.
Ichi-kun, I don't think you know much about him. Not Satoshi Hojo-kun.
I know that he's Satoko's older brother. He's been missing, but people say he transferred. There's a rumor that he killed his aunt for Satoko's sake. Therefore, it's been taboo to talk about Satoshi in my class. Actually, in all of his.
Satoshi-kun was under the same conditions as I was. He just wanted to have a happy, peaceful days. He just wanted to live peacefully and quietly with it. You've heard about what kind of person Satoko-chan's aunt was, haven't you?
What I've heard is true. This happened. After Satoko lost her parents, her uncle and aunt got custody of her and her brother, but they were miserable people. Her aunt was especially cruel. Toshi was the kind of guy who wouldn't want her to fly, but his aunt probably was the only one whom he had a problem killing. That's how terrible a person she was.
Everybody in Yamazawa knew about the trouble the Hojo family had. But he knew that their aunt was a hysterical and crazy person, and that she bullied Satoshi-kun and Satoko-chan. Everybody knew everything. Everybody in our class knew it too. Mi-chan, the future head of the three families, knew it. Rika-chan knew it. Satoko-chan knew it too, of course, because she was the one experiencing it. Friends you're talking about knew what Satoshi was going through more than anybody in Hinamizawa. And what happened? Did anybody help Satoshi-kun? No, nobody did. Mi-chan had the most influence out of all of us, but she made up a lame excuse saying that it might create a conflict between the Sonozaki family and the villagers. In the end, all she did was hurting him by offering her. That's not true. Yes, it is. Satoshi-kun knew it too. He knew that you were only pretending to sympathize with him. He knew that you had no intention to help him. That's why Satoshi-kun started to hate Mi-chan. He said that you always told him you were his friend, but after all that, you turned out to be just another Sonozaki. Just another person who bullied the Hojo family. I didn't mean to. You didn't do anything to help him. You rejected his request for help by sympathizing with him. Do you have any idea how much that hurt?
Yan tried to find something to say, but failed to do so. Bit her lip instead.
Rika-chan, you were the same too.
Now Rena was pointing fingers at Rika-chan. Unlike Mion, Rika-chan looked emotionless and empty. Rena did.
Rika-chan, you don't have the kind of power in Hinamizawa that Mi-chan does. Your word carries a lot of weight. Old people come to your shrine, don't they? There was something you could have done for him, but you didn't. Rika-chan, you did exactly the same thing as Mi-chan did. You just pretended to be his friend. All you did was sympathize with him and Satoko-chan. You didn't try to help them out of trouble they were in. Can you imagine how cruel and merciless your sympathy was to them? Satoshi-kun wanted help. He wanted somebody to help him. He was at a dead end and couldn't get out there by himself. He was sinking all the way down to his neck in the swamp, reaching for help and waiting for someone to grab his hand.
Rika-chan's voice sounded mature. Very different from how she...
I didn't like it too. I'm not going to make... Not trying hard enough. I didn't know you knew.
Rena gave a twisted smile. That ugliness caused me to look away.
And Satoko-chan, I don't know if you'll believe me when I say this, but you're weighed down with sin too.
I didn't understand why she was blaming Satoko. I tried to take her side, but I was surprised when I looked at her. She looked like accepting the sin that Rena had mentioned. Satoko must have wanted to confess her sin before Rena pointed it out to her. So, Satoko opened her mouth first. I don't know if you'll believe me when I tell you this either, but I realized it on my own. I know what my sin is.
I see.
I realized it on the night Nini disappeared. I wish I'd realized it while he was still there.
I understand how you... That sense that it was too late for regrets, right? I feel the same way. It happened to me before. That's why I fought this time. Satoko-chan, I'm sure you can atone for your guilt in the future. Because you realized what you did.
But not bring Nini back. It's not coming back. Satoko looked down sad. Usually Satoko would say the opposite. Always said that Satoshi was coming back one day without a doubt, but now she accepted the fact he would never return. She accepted it easily as if she knew it already, because he's her brother.
I understand now.
He asked me all of a sudden.
That's how they were in 1982. Toshi couldn't talk to everybody he thought it could help him. He told them that he needed help. He told them what he was going through. He consulted with them. He even came to me, even though I had just moved here. I don't think it was embarrassing or shameful that he did that. People
wouldn't have given Satoshi the opportunity to beat her to death. I would have done it myself. I would have done it in 1,500 seconds. I wouldn't have even hesitated. I would have beaten her to death with a metal bat.
That's easy for you to say. You don't know the kind of determination you need to kill another person.
I don't know that, and I don't need to know that either. You know why? Because it's an obligation to help your friends.
You don't understand, Keiichi-kun. You don't know how disgusting it is to kill a person. You can never get rid of the dirt on your hands, no matter how hard you try to justify it.
You're right. Killing a person in order to save your friends is such a short-sighted way of thinking. It might sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I think things aren't meant to go well for you. Aren't meant to go well when you take care of an evil matter by doing an evil. I'm proud of my conviction that I wouldn't hesitate to kill a person for the sake of my friends, but the peace I get by doing an evil deed won't last forever. We all know this by instinct. That's why we despise evil things, I think.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
You didn't have to tell me that. Where I wasn't making. But for some reason, I could easily imagine a world like that. Because we've experienced it before. We have experienced a world where he literally had to kill someone in order to take his happiness, and it literally drove him insane. A world in which I saved my precious friends by committing an evil act. The peace I seized by doing that evil deed. It got worse. It ended in a way as terrible as the sin I committed. This was a memory that shouldn't exist. I don't know why, but I know for a fact it happened in that world. Possibly. Same. Seen it. Been a while, but I've seen it. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about. For some weird reason, I couldn't prevent myself from smiling in embarrassment. Even in a situation like this. But you know it too, don't you? You know that you didn't want to get your own hands. You're crying because you wanted us to help you, but we didn't. You didn't want to be a murderer. You're lying when you claim that this was the best choice you could have made. That's why you've been crying.
That's not true! That's not true! That's not true! That's not true! That's not true!
You know better than anybody, it's true or not. You've been regretting this from the beginning. Even if you were able to hide the corpses without getting caught, you could never have washed the blood off your hands. How are you going to fool yourself into believing that you wouldn't have to live the rest of your life bearing this burden of your sin? There's only one way to do that. You have to believe that this was the only choice. That means you have to live your life denying your friends, and denying that your friends are worth asking for help. Are we worth nothing to you, Rena? Of course not. Always believe that friends exist to help each other. Your friends were immature last year. That's why they couldn't help Satoshi from his unfortunate fate. But people grow up. We don't make the same mistake twice. We don't want to regret the same thing twice. So, believe me. We are your friends. We're on your side.
So what you're saying? That I was immature too.
Yeah, I am. You were immature because you couldn't believe that your friends grew up. But I'm not going to blame you for that. I didn't notice until today that you've been going through such a hard time all alone. People can communicate their feelings only by talking to each other. So, there was nothing we could do because we didn't talk. In that sense, it's hard to say it. We have to admit that this was meant to happen today in order to make your choice the best one for real. Finally talked about our feelings. We now know that you've been distrusting your friends since last year, and that everybody regretted both what they did and didn't do. So now, we finally became true friends.
Finally. But it's too late. We only notice our sins after it's too late.
That's not necessarily true. For example, as your friend, I can understand the things you've done this time.
What do you mean by that?
I understand that depriving people of their lives is an unforgivable crime, but I also understand that my friend Rena had no other choice but to do. So, I don't think you're filthy and I'm not scared of you. If something like this happens again, we should talk and think about what we can do together. But this already happened and I understand that. When I say I understand, I mean I forgive you. I don't hate you for what you did. I said that to everybody this time. I said it to all my friends. I accept what Rena did. I accept that she had no choice other than to do this, and that this was her last resort after thinking it through many times. So, I'm going to side with her. Jin-chan. Of course, if she killed them for money or some stupid reason, I'd drag her to the police. That wasn't why Rena did this. She couldn't run away, and she thought it through before she came to this point. If she's guilty of anything, she's only guilty for not talking to us about it beforehand. But I forgive her for that too. I forgive her for coming to this point.
Thank you.
So, I beg you all, please forgive me for not noticing Rena's situation, for letting her go through it alone. My sin is that I allowed a day like this to come to pass. We're the only ones who know about these bags. Keep it to ourselves, everything will be fine. Brenna doesn't have to worry about a thing. Let's hide them somewhere like she planned. We'll clean ourselves with salt later. That's it. Let's forgive each other for our sins. And then we'll regain our happy, peaceful days. Right, this is it, right? Brenna, this is the future you chose, right? This is the best possible choice, right? Jumped on the hood of the abandoned car rental I'm standing on, and I reached out for her hands. Admit it! This is the world you wanted. This is the choice you wanted to make. This is something that you can't choose by yourself. All of us have to reach for each other's hands, so that Rena can make the choice. In other words, I can't make it happen by myself. I need everybody to reach for each other's hands. So Rena, you need to do it too. When all of us hold hands together, that's when you can go to the world that exists beyond the choice you made. Great. Thank you all for your hard work. We're done here. Time to go home. Leon said it cheerfully, as if we just finished club activities. We had no more bags to carry, and we no longer had any burden to carry either. Got on our bicycles, but Rena was still standing there, looking into the distance. Hey, Rena.
What? Ah, I'm sorry. I think I caught a cold or something. I feel feverish and...
Rena's face looked slightly red. Leon touched Rena's forehead. It actually was a little warm. He had a tough day today. He had to go through so many things. He had to find a place to hide the corpses. He had to dig a hole. We caught her with the bags. Talked about our feelings, and we forgave each other. You must be exhausted after a day like that. Rena, you should rest well when you get home.
Yes. No.
Rena, we forgave each other for everything. Don't blame yourself anymore, okay?
You were right about me.
What do you mean?
I couldn't fool myself. No matter how hard I tried to justify what I did, I was still scared. Look at me, I'm still shaky, with all the help I got from you. You hadn't found me with the corpses. If I'd taken care of this alone, I wouldn't have been able to bear the burden. Pretty sure I would have been crushed by the pressure.
Did all this with a bitter smile. Might take her a long time to heal from the pain, but must be 100 times shorter than the time it would have taken if she did this all alone. Rena's home was the closest room. I went her way, and the 4 of us were left behind. Ian made a suggestion. I think we should just forget about today. What do you think? I agree. I think that would be the best for Renaissance too.
Girl, you act like nothing happened. You like that way.
You keep acting for long enough, it becomes real, right? We'll be able to forget by not talking about it. Our goal is to forget about it completely.
Wondering not to take reckoning come for the rest of our lives.
You're probably correct. It's not going to be so easy to simply let it go. Even if I can't forget about it for the rest of my life, that's fine by me. The most important thing is to keep it in my heart forever. The most important thing is that we don't make her think about it. We nodded in the group. This is my housekeeping. Well, this is goodbye. See you at school. Just like always.
Michael.
I will set the perfect trap for you, just like always. Goodbye, Kei-chan.
I parted ways. So hot. Felt really weird. I was even staggering to the front door. Felt as if I was floating in the air. Just like I just took some very strong cold medicine. Hey, something very shocking. Something that made me super happy and very embarrassing. Felt as if my heart and mind were about to explode because they were filled to the brim with both happiness and sadness. I don't know whether I made a crucial mistake or if I had the happiest day of my life. I don't know which it is, and all I could do was stare blankly into space. I felt frustrated, too. Even though they were my friends, I was caught in the act of abandoning the corpses. But at the same time, I felt relieved that my reliable friends accepted what I did. Those emotions were all mixed up in my heart. They were all equally strong, making it difficult for me to decide what I was feeling. I was losing my sense of balance. It's like the world was warping around me. I heard sounds as if it was in a shower. Everything left me with a feeling of unreality. Those emotions were about to make me lose control. I felt the heat on my horse. The part where Keiichi-kun grabbed me earlier started fluttering. My feelings were cooperating with me, but the heat on my wrist calmed them down for me. I don't know how to express what I felt when my friends and I held shoulders together in a circle earlier. But the feeling was the only thing I... I'm home! Huh? As soon as I opened the front door, I smelled it. It smelled really good. My father isn't good at cooking, but he likes to cook creative dishes. I remember he used to cook something very challenging whenever he was in a good mood. So this smell was a sign that he felt that way. That's why I always like this smell. The reason he's in a good mood is he found a job. Not just any job. He found a job with a company created by friends from his old workplace. They remembered my father and promised to hire him. He told me that some of his other colleagues from the old company are also working there. It must be very encouraging for him to work with people he knows because he hasn't worked in a long time. The dinner looked great, in contrast to how it tasted. The dinner to celebrate his new life. Joe's determination to regain his bond with his daughter and make a clean start. I talked about a lot of things with my father that night. It had been a long time since the last time I talked with him like this. I don't remember what it was, but it reminded me of the days I was still happy, which meant that I'd finally returned to that time. My father still believes that Tepe is coming back one day, though he's still very cautious about locking the doors and windows, and he gets scared every time someone rings the doorbell. I told him so many times that they'd never come back, but I couldn't convince him because I couldn't tell him the reason why they wouldn't. He'll eventually realize he's free. I'm sure it won't take too long. My heart was full of many emotions that day. If emotion could actually burst the heart open, it might happen to me. My brain must have been overworked because so many things happened at once. My head was still fuzzy, but I managed to crawl into bed. It felt like the ground was moving, and I totally lost my sense of reality. I remember that once it felt like this. I remember that I once felt like this when I got the flu. I might get a high fever tomorrow, but I don't care. I don't care if I get sick tomorrow. I just want to enjoy the fact that I took a step towards the future of my decision. Ichi-kun told me something like that today. High fever and the dizziness made me feel frustrated for some reason. But whenever I felt frustrated, I felt the heat on my wrist too. I grabbed my wrist with my left hand tightly. It made the frustration go away, and it brought me relief. Even when the dizziness I didn't like just before made me feel like I was in a down-filled futon. I was falling asleep in that down-filled futon on my wrist on my first night in a new world. But this dizziness didn't go away for a few days, but I gradually got used to it. This new world looked like the world I used to live in before, but the sunshine was a little brighter, and Keiichi-kun's smile looked a little bit more gentle than before. We made more noise than we used to. We spent every day slowly, but spirits. Oh, what an idiot I am! I underestimated the dizziness, and I caught a summer cold in June. I wanted to get better as soon as possible. I should have taken a day off from club activities, but I forced myself to play with them every day. It made it hard for me to get better. I finally learned my lesson recently. I don't need to feel frustrated. No limit to happiness in this world. As long as we keep wishing for it, it'll continue forever. I don't need to feel frustrated anymore because tomorrow I will have the happiness I have today. We'll have the Watanagashi Festival next Sunday. Nichan tells us that we'll have a lot of fun and that we'll go extra crazy. I really can't wait.
So is it weird that Keiichi's speech, you're crying right now. Keiichi's speech like actually almost made me cry. Just because of the things that he was saying like really resonated with me. Not about like hiding a murder or like committing a murder or anything. Just that your friends are there for you and like true friends are actually going to stick with you no matter what, as long as you accept them. I hope it's not about the murder. No, it's not about the murder fish. I just have a lot of love for the people in my life and I hope that they know that. And I know that some of them do. And I hope that some of them realize it soon. Yeah, I agree with everything he's. Keiichi's a bit of a little bit of a goober sometime, but I respect him. I do. He always says shit like that, and it's always meaningful. So I'm honestly glad that chapter. It's like so. It just feels so poetic to me that this chapter is what I'm playing today. I don't know. After everything I've been through in the past couple of months, just interesting to me. It's still June, but the air is filled with the surprise of cicadas. What is everyone in Hinama's out doing? The Nagashi Festival is coming up just around the corner. 2 staff members from the Forestry Service are going to perform a wood sculpting demonstration at the festival. We'll be happy to lend our tools and teach your kids how to sculpt wood themselves. It'll be an excellent memorial gift. Also, we would like to inform everyone that we are going to cut down trees in the local hills this summer as part of the Number XX 4th Forestry Landscape Management Project. This project involves preserving the beauty of the forest by cutting down old trees and planting new ones. The Forestry Service needs volunteers who are interested in helping us cut down the old trees. You can enjoy the beauty of nature under the blue sky while helping out with this preservation activity. The project will begin during summer break, so you can bring your kids too. This will be a good opportunity for your kids to learn about nature and have a valuable experience. The location of the projects are the forests in Takatsudo and Yagochi areas. I mean, I saw that. Like, that was obviously the only reason that this was in the fucking letters, because they were gonna go fucking right where the fucking body parts are found. They're buried. I believe that if she cared about something, that person cared for her. Leaving the sad memories behind, Gail turned forward to without being spoiled, without relying on anyone, all alone, off a path toward what awaits her? Happiness? Unhappiness. Me, Horoboshi. I wanted to love someone. The truth is, I wanted to be. Welcome! Like a hot dog. Our shaved ice is the best you've ever tasted. You can have it with strawberry syrup, melon syrup, or Hawaiian blue syrup. Try our takoyaki roulette. The winner's packed with a ton of mustard. There are a great many booths this year's Watsunagashi Festival. Anything can become a festival if there are vendors selling food and music for bond dances. What? Hawaiian blue? Hawaiian blue fish! It's still June, but it had been extremely hot the past few days. Almost as if it's already summer. When you have a June festival with bond dance music under this kind of weather, the only thing that's missing to make it perfect summer festival is fireworks. It's Kamagi. Ishi-san, can you hear me? Over. Kamagi, I just give. Oh, wait, this is actually Kamagi. Oh. Come on. My guy. I think I just gave him the Keiji voice because he was the main character at one point. This ear photo it looks like I'm secretly listening to the horse race. Oh, dude. It's Zoichi. I can hear you loud and clear. Town councilor just gave us a lot of food. We have oden, yakisoba, belly stew, and some barley tea. You mean the barley tea we can drink on duty? Or the one we can't drink on duty? Well, if it's a canned drink, I'll take it. If it's in a cup, don't worry about it. Roger that. All the members of the town council are here to say hi. We have the mayor and the head of the Sonozaki family, too. What, that old bag Oreo is there? You tell her that I'm patrolling right now and don't know when I'll be back. Well, I don't think I can do that for you, sir. She knows you have a portable radio, so she told me to call you and to bring you back. It looks really bad. I'm sure it'll be a stroke that kills her. Roger that. Tell her with extreme courtesy that I'll be back soon. Please. Oh well, guess I'll have to go back. You can go with the local. All of a sudden, a group of kids came running toward me from behind. After a quick look at them, I noticed that they were the granddaughter of the old bag and her friends. They occupied a corner of the shooting gallery stall, making a lot of noise. Mion Sonozaki. When acting her age, she's a cute, normal girl. But do I ever hate it when she acts like a member of the Sonozaki family? She'll be the boss of the Okinomiya Yakuza territory in 10 or 20 years. Just you wait and see. Well, I was thinking things like that. I noticed that Mion wasn't the one taking leadership of her group this time. The boy. That boy. I know him. He just moved here recently. Boy from the Maibara mansion. Keiichi Maibara-kun, was it? Heard that the Maibara family is from the city. Supposed to be very rich, too. He doesn't flaunt his family's wealth, and he has a good reputation because he just moved here. He's already adjusted to his new school, and he's popular with his classmates, too. Everyone in the village seems to like him as well. Very interesting to watch. He's a person of many moods. Boys of his age sure have a lot of energy. To be young again. Hey, you're up next, Rena. You're lucky it's your turn. Rena, are you okay? You feeling sick?
I'm sorry. Guess I have to pass on taking a shot. Okay. I should take a break for a bit.
So, that would make it my turn, no? Victory shall be mine. Looked like only 4 of them were having a good time. The girl called Rena seemed outside of that circle. Her name is Rena Yugu. What was her real name? Couldn't remember, but I can check when I get back to this. Rena's only a nickname. I believe she moved here a year before my Barakun. Her mother divorced her father or something like that. Strong girl who does all the housework by herself. Very modest girl, I'm told, which is rare in this area. Unlike Mibarakun, it seems like she hasn't really opened up to her friends just yet. Yeah, it looked like a group of 5, but there's distance between her and the others. A little sad, you know? Mibarakun has become a part of the village, but Rena's still by herself. Well, that's just how it looked to me. Oishi-san, Chief and the Section Manager are here. Please come back as soon as possible.
Roger that. I can't believe the chief came all the way here just to say hi to the locals. Guess he's very dedicated to community service, eh?
Oh, this is Takatsugi. Oishi-san, can you hear me? You copy, over.
Yes, I hear you. I'm on my way back right now. I'll be there in a minute.
If I don't hurry up, the chief might end up calling me. Run back to the headquarters tent. I don't remember what I gave their voices. This is not gonna be great. It's been so fucking long. Oh, we don't need it. We're good. It's all good. Everything's good. The festival's over. We've already seen this before. Everyone, we've already seen this before. Rishi-san, Dr. Erie is here.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. So, what do you think, Dr. Erie?
Rishi entered the cordoned off area. In there, people from the forensics were taking pictures of the corpses from various angles. He was squatting down next to the dead body of Jiro Tomitake. When he stood up, he looked pale. Ah! Tomitake died again. I can't believe it.
I know, I can't believe it either. As far as I see, he clawed out his throat with his bare hands. This isn't a normal way to go. Most likely it was the cause of some drug or something.
Are you saying he was a drug addict?
Who knows? Guess it's going to be my job to find that out.
Oishi-san, what's with this 2x4?
Maybe he was swinging it around. And he threw it away and had more fun clawing at his throat, I guess.
How was he swinging a piece of lumber?
He probably did it for self-defense. Do you notice there are several external injuries on his body?
Yes, I can see the bruises.
Easiest explanation I can think of. That he was attacked by someone on his way home to Okinomiya from the festival. He was seized by the culprit, given a shot of some kind of dangerous drug, went crazy, and died.
Never heard of a drug that can make people claw at their throats.
I'm not a specialist. Many drug addicts injure themselves when they're in a terminal condition. Well, I'm sure the old man in forensic will take care of the investigation.
Excuse me, Rishi-san. We found a bicycle believed to belong to Jiro Tomitake about 100 meters away from here.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for the find. Any other clues?
Not yet. They're investigating it right now.
Oh, that means the place where the bicycle was found is most likely the place he was attacked. Then he ran away from the suspects and ended up here. Huh.
Ushi frowned, crossing his arms in front of his chest. He was looking at the miserable corpse of Tomitake, kept saying the same thing over and over. It's just impossible.
Doctor, it happened, so it was possible, okay? Try to think flexibly. Although, I get that you don't really see something like this every day, despite being a doctor. Anyway, thank you for your cooperation. You can go home now. Called you here for emergency medical care, but it looks like it was a waste of a trip. Sorry.
Ushi stuck his head out of the blue tent and asked,
Man, somebody give him a ride home.
Yuri gasped all of a sudden and he turned to Oishi. What about Takano-san? What happened to Takano-san?
What? Oh, your nurse.
Well, I think she was with him. Is she okay?
You know her phone number?
Of course.
Kuma-chan, get her phone number from Dr. Erie and make someone at the station call her house.
Understood. Doctor, can I have the number? Yes, here it is. Micah got the phone number from Erie, repeated it back, then dashed away from the blue.
Doctor, Takano-san and Tomitake-san were close friends, right?
Yes.
You heard about any troubles between them?
No. And once. We were very close.
Well, I hope she's okay. In the worst case, she could be dead, or she could be the culprit. Nurses have access to dangerous drugs.
We don't have anything like that in my clinic. Even if we did, we'd be extra careful. No way Takane-san could smuggle out a drug from my clinic.
But it's easier for nurses to do it than for regular people, right?
Like I said, I've never heard of a drug like that, and I don't have anything like that in my clinic. Oishi-san, she isn't at home. The standby unit says they're going to go to her house to check. Doctor, can you give me her address?
Kuma-chan, you also check at the police headquarters if found any unidentified female bodies tonight. Maybe we should check the other prefectures too. Tell the section manager if he can call the headquarters in the nearby prefectures and ask if they have any unidentified female bodies.
Yes, sir. Are you saying that Takane-san might also be dead?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if she's dead or if she's the culprit. Of course, it's possible she's not even involved at all. She might just be getting drunk in a bar somewhere.
It's unbelievable. Who does things like this?
Well, it's unbelievable to me, too. This fits with the rest of the mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. 5 years now. That would make this the 5th curse of Orishiro-sama. Damn it, I've gotta get whoever's behind it this year for sure. Really want to put an end to these cases before I retire.
Uchi hates the curse of Oyashiro-san. It had been leading him around by the nose for 5 consecutive years. Victim of the first year, the manager of the damn construction site was his friend. Despite his desire to avenge his friend, the mystery had only deepened. One case followed another, year after year. Oishi would be retiring next March. As a retiree, he'd be able to ask about the progress of the investigation, but he wouldn't be able to take the initiative. In other words, this year was his last chance for revenge. He had to put his head in the lion's mouth to capture the culprit. He quietly clenched his fist. I believe that this maze has... Maze is a very convenient word. Maze always has it. You don't call it a maze if it doesn't have one. I know I'm on the right path towards the exit of the maze. I missed these minor divergences, but now I don't miss anything. I don't make any mistakes. This time I can feel a response different from all the other times. Sure, I can finally get the exit. But, no matter which path I chose, to come to this point, Hiro Tomitake always died. I had been sick ever since that day. I hadn't been able to join in on the club activities as often since.
Yeah, I still feel...
You do, huh? That's a pity. Hey, Rena, just try and play with us today. I think you'll feel a lot better if you blow off some steam with us. You got this old man's agreement.
You think so? Do you? Sometimes rest much.
They're quite correct. And all illness comes from the mind, don't you know? I had suspected for a while that Rena isn't really sick, at least. Just that many things happened to her all at once, she caught a mental cold. That's why I thought she would get better once she played with us, just like we used to. I think Rena was aware of that too. She knew that she just had to get over her state of depression soon. She wanted to get better, and she wanted to have fun again every day.
Okay, I'll do it.
Great. That's the spirit. Considering the fact Rena is still recovering from her illness, let's play a tabletop game today. Let me see. Anne started rummaging through her locker, humming to herself. Picked one game after another from the locker and then put them aside. That locker definitely didn't obey the laws of physics. The amount of games she took out from the locker was far more than it could. Oh, I forgot about this one. Let's try this. Today we'll be playing this detective game. Oh, what's that? Sounds interesting. It's Clue! It's Clue! It's Clue! Well, this is a game where you guess the culprit, their murder weapon, and the scene of a crime. Ow, on the fucking nose. Clue! Yeah, I have Clue. It's a game where you use your brain.
I'll pick it up as... you need to do is note down the information.
Ho ho ho. In other words, you need to learn the trick of note-taking. This is a game for intelligent people like myself. So, my friend Amy, for anyone who doesn't know Shadowfax, she fucking, she would fit in so well with this fucking group where they use every goddamn tactic available. She always had a thing when she plays Clue, where she would pay attention when it's not her turn, which is great. I love it for her. She would pay attention when she plays Clue with people. Watches where they mark on their paper and uses that to be able to get information that literally she wasn't given. Which is actually something that Kyle had realized, like, after Kyle found out she does that, he actually started doing extra note-taking. So he would do extra notes on his fucking paper and, like, do different types of notations for different reasons. Just to fucking throw her off. Because he didn't like that she would do that. And, like, clearly get it. And so it's like, yeah, that fucking makes sense. Yeah, exactly. I, on the other hand, am just dumb, so I can't really do all that shit. Because I know that I would fuck it up and mess up a bunch of my shit. Not the peeking. Technically, it's not against the rules. She was not doing anything against the rules. She was using inferences that she did not, like... She wasn't cheating. She wasn't looking at the paper. She was looking at where they were marking the paper. And also, if you accidentally show her the paper, that's your fault, not hers. She was literally just reading people. Like, it's so impressive. Like, it's kind of fun though. Yeah, I can sense Huntress doing the same thing too. Like, I would believe she would do the exact fucking same thing. Oh, we already got that. Rules don't seem that difficult. In short, it's a game where you sound out the cards each player holds in order to try and reason the identity of the cards first drawn out of the deck. There are plenty of games in different formats where you try to identify something hidden in the least number of steps. This one just happens to be a competitive one. The key to winning this game would be how well you can organize your information. We usually like to play athletic games so you can run around a lot, but in our club you have to excel both academically and athletically. Alright, this is gonna be great. Let's play. Alright, do you remember how we still haven't decided the winner of the water gun battle? I'm gonna settle it today once and for all.
Oh, are you? And I'm not gonna go easy on you. If Rena's getting sick, I'll have to get serious too.
Yes, indeed. Since that water gun battle, I have reevaluated Keiichi-san and Rena-san. I'm going to be merciless today. This is getting exciting. This old man's been waiting for everyone to get this fired up. Excellent, let's do this. You ready? Ah, he did it with a knife in the library.
Okay. My turn. Ichigan did it with poison in the hall.
My turn. Mion did it with a pistol in the lounge. You're holding the pistol, aren't you? You're bluffing.
I think I know the suspect, and I've narrowed down the crime down to 2. Oh, you're good, Rika-chan. I've narrowed the suspect down on 2, but it's hard to pin down which one it is.
I'll give you a tip. There's always a hint in the question the other players ask you. If you figure it out, you can even solve the whole mystery by order of the cards the others put down on the table. I see. Damn it, I underestimated the depth of this game. Oh no, my notes are such a mess, I can't even read my own handwriting. Once you acquire the skill of note-taking, you'll have a 70% chance to win this game. But even a 70% chance won't be enough to defeat me. I knew I didn't stand a chance of winning this game, but I gradually started picking. Rena seemed to be getting her energy back as she played along. It was the right decision to force her to play with us today. While we were in the middle of the game, Shia-sensei came into the classroom. Oh, you look like you're having fun. Anyway, Tsurugi-san here. How? You have a visitor. Everyone looked puzzled. Parents sometimes showed up at schools for some reason, but Shia-sensei never called them visitors. Rare to have a visitor at school.
I wonder who it is. Well, I have to go. You can continue without me.
Rena left the classroom at a run. What should we do? We wait for her? Well, we don't know how long it's gonna take. Rena told us we can continue, so let's do that. Yeah. Uma?
Around the entrance, the flaring sun and cool shade made for a clear contrast. An old man who's holding his jacket in his arm was waiting for me. He looked like he was overheating, and his tie was limp.
Hey, you're Ryuga-san. Reina Ryuga-san.
Ever since Rena called me Reina, I hated that name more than ever. Because of that, I didn't have a good first impression of this man. Yes, that's me. May I ask who you are?
My car has air conditioning. So, why don't we move this into there? Aren't you hot out here?
He ignored my question and started working towards the car parked in front of the school gate. He wanted to talk about something normal. He would have used the teacher's office. He wanted to talk in his car instead. Couldn't help but feel suspicious. The sensei let me see him, though. That meant he wasn't a suspicious individual as far as she was concerned. Who was he?
I don't bite, you know. Please, this way.
He called out to me while opening the rear door. You a policeman? Did the police find out I killed those two? I felt anxious all of a sudden. Is this why they called a voluntary interview? I didn't want to go in that car, but if I rejected his offer, it'd only make me look suspicious. I prepared myself and got in. It was really cool inside the car. Car AC must cost a fortune. At least my father's car didn't have one.
Please let me know if it's too cold. I like keeping it that way.
Oh, what's this talk about? In retaliation, I ignored his question and got to the point like he did. Pulled a small notebook out of his breast pocket and flipped through it. He picked out a photo from it. The photo showed the face of a goofy-looking man.
Please tell me if there's anything you know about this person.
The man in the picture was expressionless and looked half asleep. Sometimes you can't even recognize your own family members in a photo where they don't have an expression. But there's no way I would recognize a person who wasn't related to me. Anyway, that was a bit of a relief. This had nothing to do with Rena or her partner.
There's scribbles on his shirt. Found the signature of students at this school, including yours, Ryuga-san.
Huh? This Nomitake-san? I don't feel its usual carefree unreliableness in this picture at all. From this half-awake, emotionless face,
How about this woman, then?
I knew what he was going to show. Her name is Mio-san. Mio Takano-san.
When did you see them last?
I think it was right after the Wasanagashi festival.
Didn't you notice anything strange? Anything. Please tell me.
Did something happen to them?
Yeah, I got it. To tell you the truth, I wasn't sure if Rena or Mion.
No, you gambled. How risky. Doesn't matter how he won. Matters is that he won.
Oh, Rena, welcome back. What took you so long? Yeah, I noticed that Rena had returned. She looked exhausted. I have no idea what she talked about with the visitor, but it was obvious it wasn't. Rena, are you okay?
What? What's wrong? What's okay? What?
I'm talking about you. You look pale. You sure you're alright? Rena tried to convince us she was fine, but her face clouded over for a moment, and she decided to leave early. Shouldn't have forced her to join the game. Regretting it a little, Rena probably forced herself to play with us, even though she wasn't feeling well at all. Put her stuff in her bag, apologized to us for leaving early, and left. Well, she's gone now. I guess we have to keep playing until we have a loser. That's right. Whose turn is it? Beep. Okay, Rika-chan. Come on. Wait, huh? Like, they have to continue playing more games, or that same game? We know who this is? It's Rena again? Okay.
First of all, I wasn't very close to Mion. I knew who she was, so I greeted her whenever we had by, but that was about it. I never really talked to her except for that one time. Time was only... It was between the day of the Watsunagashi festival and the day I was caught in the act of burying two by Kichi and one of my other friends. Oh, okay. I had a phone call from the library that evening. My father needed to return the book he borrowed. He was shopping at the home improvement store at the time, so I went to the library to return the book for him. While I was there, I thought about borrowing some books for myself, and I started walking around the library. I saw her there. Oh, Rena-chan, hello. Hina-san, hello to you too. I didn't expect to see you here. Really? I was gonna say the same thing. I always spend time here and I've never seen you. Hee. She smiled in a very attractive and charming way that only mature women can do. Her smile gave no indication that she knew her death was just a few days away. She said that she often met with Tomitake-san at the library. It seemed like she had some time to kill, so she told me she wanted to buy me a drink. We had nothing to do after that. I let her buy me canned iced milk tea from the vending machine at the library, and we talked for a while. Once I came to think about it, it was a little ironic. We mostly talked about the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. I had no idea she was going to be the victim of its 5th year. Series of mysterious deaths? You've heard about it at least once, haven't you? 4 years ago, the manager of the damn construction site was murdered.
That damn site! Quote 40.
3 years ago, the Hojo couple died. 2 years ago, Furude couple died. And last year, it was Satoko-chan's aunt. Series of mysterious deaths have been going on for 4 years now. And in a few days, it'll be the 5th. I've heard about it. I don't know for sure that somebody will die this year. I do. Someone will die in a few days for sure. And there's that old saying, everything that happens twice will happen a third time. So, isn't it true that what will happen 4 times will happen a 5th? Thank you, fish. Mina-san was convinced that the 5th mysterious death was going to happen, but she didn't know he was going to be the 5th victim. That's ironic and also really creepy. But there was always something creepy about her. Well, maybe she knew that she was going to be killed in a few days, but still managed to make that mysterious smile. Series of mysterious deaths in Hinawa. Of course, I know about it. I've lived here for more than a year. Every year on the day of the Watsunagashi festival, one traitor to the village dies mysteriously. Been that way since the dam conflict. Each case was solved individually, but mysterious incidents still happen every year. Makes me wonder if there's some kind of will to all of this. The creepiness and incomprehensibility of it all gave rise to the name The Curse of Oyashiro-sama, which fit perfectly. Despite this, I always thought The Curse of Oyashiro-sama was just a series of coincidences. My reason for that is because I strongly believe that Satoshi-kun was the one who murdered his aunt in the 4th year. I don't have any evidence, but I just know it. I know that Satoshi-kun was in a serious predicament last year and that he had nowhere to turn. He had no one to help him, but he had to save Satoko-chan as soon as he could. Satoshi-kun thought it through and made the best choice he could to handle the situation, just like I did when I had my problem with Rina. I had stated for Mia-san that Satoshi-kun was the murderer on the 4th year, so I just listened to her for a while. According to her theory, the series of the mysterious deaths isn't just a set of coincidences, but instead a series of interrelated murder cases. At that point, my theory was completely the opposite of hers, but I decided not to cut in. You know about the cult of Oyashiro-sama here in Hinamizawa, don't you? Takano-san started telling me that Hinamizawa was once called Onigafuchi. She also explained the story of how the villagers were in the old days, showing me the scrapbook where she was so proud of. The villagers back then were called man-eating demons, but they were also admired as transcendents, enlightened people not bound by earthly desires. So, according to your theory, a group of cultists who worship Oyashiro-sama are living in Hinamizawa, and they're trying to show the power of their god by enacting a series of mysterious deaths, right? I'm not sure if I should call them cultists or fundamentalists. The line between them is very vague. In the Meiji era, when the name of the village was changed to Hinamizawa, the customs and the traditions of Onigafuchi were brought to an end. I think there are some who want to revisit these traditions, regain the name and awe of Onigafuchi. Mia's theory was more than a little crazy. It was also fascinating. First, her theory sounded like she was just jumping to conclusions, but after she eagerly showed me documents she'd been studying, I started to think that it wasn't actually too far from the truth. If the theory was true, it would mean that the accidental deaths of the Hojo couple in the 2nd year, the suicide and the death by disease of the Furude couple in the 3rd year, and the dread-addict murder in the 4th year were all cooked up. I mean, someone who has a lot of power and influence over the police was involved. When I pointed out When I pointed that out, Mio-san nodded in agreement, and she started talking about how strongly they were rooted in the village and how deeply they were involved with many public organizations. After she finished explaining all that, I finally noticed that Mio-san was suggesting that the three families, including the Sonozaki family, were the masterminds behind the murder incident. In fact, the Sonozaki family really is very powerful. They hold influence not only over Hinamizawa and Okinomiya, but also over the entire Shishibon area. It might not be wrong to say that they even hold influence over the entire prefecture. The Sonozaki family is behind all this. Her theory would be more realistic. But that means I should be suspicious of Mii-chan. No, I shouldn't. But in fact, Mii-chan was very cold and unkind to Satoshi-kun when he was going through a tough time. I know there was conflict between the Sonozaki family and the Hojo family during the Dam Wars, but still, she was very cold to Satoshi-kun. But Mii-chan admitted that what she did was wrong. I forgave her too. I didn't want to think about that again. I decided to change the subject because I knew it'd make me feel uncomfortable if we kept talking about the Sonozaki family. First of all, what is the people's belief in Oyashiro-sama all about? It's a little funny that demons and humans wanted to coexist. In folktales, humans usually try to wipe out the demons. That's quite true. That's why Oyashiro-sama is so interesting. However, there are actually many stories that say people in old days worshipped a god that had drifted to our world from the land of the gods. It's the worship of drifted gods, in other words. There are a number of myths all over the world about people worshipping a god who came from beyond the sea or up from a river. The gods in those myths are actually people who came from different countries. The gods in those myths are actually people who came from different countries, right? And that's the general theory, yes. Ancient Japanese culture was far behind that of other nations. When Japanese people in those days saw a foreigner from a developed country, they were so impressed with the knowledge of the person had, they started worshipping them as god. That's one theory. I've heard that Red Oni and Blue Oni were actually foreigners who drifted ashore in Japan because their boats got shipwrecked. Japanese may have created Tengu out of foreigners too. They probably saw a foreigner who had a reddish skin with a very long nose. Wow, you're pretty sharp, Renichan. I agree with you. I think most drifted god worship were based on encounters with foreigners. But if that's so, Unugafuchi's drifted god worship would have had a contradiction. Do you know what it is? No, I don't. It's easy. Onigafuchi isn't adjacent to this. Oh, of course. In order to have any connection to foreigners, the place in question must also have a connection to the outside world. In Western countries, that connection would be rivers running between adjacent. In Japan, that connection would be the ocean. So most of the drifted god stories in Japan originated near the shores. Isn't there a possibility that the foreigner washed ashore somewhere else first and then traveled to Onigafuchi? Well, the thing about the worship of Oyashiro-sama is, it specifically pinpoints Onigafuchi Swamp as the place where the demons first appeared. The swamp isn't connected to any rivers. So, how could a foreigner wash up there? That's why the mystery of Oyashiro-sama is so interesting. How much do you know about the legend of Oyashiro-sama? I just read a picture book about it in school. I feel like I know a lot about it, but I actually don't. I have an extreme fear of the rule not to leave Hinamizawa. After all, my life went wrong after I left. I felt dizzy when I tried to think about it further, so I stopped. When everything went wrong in Ibaraki, I met Oyashiro-sama, and he told me to go back to Hinamizawa. No. I get dizzy. Don't try to remember. Don't try to remember. I can't remember. I got desperate because I felt responsible for the divorce. I just used Oyashiro-sama as an excuse for my mental instability, and I told my father I wanted to go back to Hinamizawa, right? Oh, wait. Oyashiro-sama did come to me. Oh no, the colors are too dazzling. I can only remember the vivid color of the pills and the dizziness. And that's all you need to know. The demons came out of Onigafuchi Swamp and they attacked the villagers. Oyashiro-sama saw and he came down to save the villagers from the demons by exiling them to hell. The demons cried and the villagers felt bad for them. They decided to let the demons live in the village with them. Oyashiro-sama was impressed by the kind hearts of the villagers, so he gave human forms to the demons and let them coexist. The blood of the demons blended with that of the villagers as they lived alongside each other. That's exactly what I read in the book. I felt dizzy, like I was going to faint, because I touched one memory I didn't want to. People say that most myths are based on an event of some sort that happened long ago. What event do you think is the truth behind this myth? As I was still feeling dizzy, all I could do was turn my head quizzically. I feel like Mia-san was expecting that response because she smiled, looking satisfied that she successfully made me confused. She took a scrapbook out of her paper bag. I'll let you borrow this for a while. Thank you, but
Don't worry, just read it when you have some time to kill. I want to know what you think about all the things written in the scrapbook. I'd like to know, even if you disagree with me, because you really are very sharp. Jiro-san isn't interested in things like this at all, so I appreciate your input. I had no choice but to take the scrapbook. Apparently Mio-san came to the library often, so I figured I could return it to her whenever I came to return my books. However, the day I'd returned my scrapbook to Mio never came. What's wrong? You don't look good. You feeling okay? I caught a summer cold. I'm still recovering from it. It wasn't the summer cold that was making me feel dizzy. I always get dizzy when I try to remember the time I met Oyashiro-sama in Ibaraki. I mustered all my courage and asked her. My memory of those days in Ibaraki is blurry. When I met Oyashiro-sama, they believed me and they told me that it was all a hallucination. I thought Mio-san would listen. Mio-san, can I talk to you about something? Yes, of course. You listen to me, so it's my turn to listen to you. Hi, Minna. And don't go on to Instagram? I don't know. I don't use Instagram. Hey, Minna. Well, it's about Oyashiro-san. You might laugh at me. I won't. You didn't laugh at me either. Mio-san said it in a very gentle and mature way, and that encouraged me. Even so, I still hesitated to talk. But there was probably nobody but Mio-san with whom I could talk about something like this. I gathered up my courage again and spoke. I have met Oyashiro-sama. You have? Yes. I used to live in Hinamazawa until right before I went to elementary school. Then my mother got a job in Ibaraki, so we moved. Well, you know what that means, right? Yes, I do. You broke the rule of Oyashiro-sama, which is to never leave Hinamazawa. That's right. Then many things happened. My mother divorced my father, and my family was broken. I got desperate, and I did some bad things. It must have been terrible. Then what happened? I started hating everything in this world. I started to feel like everybody who was happy was looking down on me. That's when a mysterious existence started to appear. You mean Oyashiro-sama? The first time it came to me was, don't tell anybody about this. It was when I started injuring myself by cutting my body with a knife. I cut my neck and something very dirty and gross came out with the blood from the wound. It was, I'm not going to laugh. Go on. I only felt that time came back. I sealed that memory away so that I wouldn't have to remember ever again. Once I unsealed it, I started remembering things one after another. Yeah, back then there was something in the blood, something crawling. It was countless dark red maggots. They squirmed up and down out of my neck, drop of blood. They wanted to stay in my body, so they crawled back in through the cut. I didn't want those creepy things back inside my body, so I clawed at the cut in my neck to get them out. But it hurt so much, it only made my hands and neck bloody. I got scared all of a sudden. I was scared because I thought that there were many nasty maggots inside my blood vessels. So I cut a blood vessel on my thigh just to see how it looked. Thought I could see it better if it was my thigh. Then they used from out there too. So many of them. Understand, so please calm down. No, you don't understand. The maggots came out with my blood, but then they tried to get back inside my veins. It really, really itches. Please bring a doctor. No, don't claw at it like that. Bring me a sedative. Hurry. Hold her down. Please kill the maggots in my veins. Please take all the blood out of my body and flush out my veins. There's so many of them in there. Why don't you believe me? I'll show you. You'll believe me if you see them, right? I don't want to get any more shots. No. Calm down, okay? Mio-san sat next to me and held my hands tightly. Her touch brought me back to reality. Don't know what happened. Nobody believed me, but then he showed up. Oyashiro-sama came to me. Memory was very vague, and I saw flickering lights. It was difficult for me to remember. I met Oyashiro-sama. That sentence is all I remembered. The memory of actually meeting Oyashiro-sama was unbelievably vague. After I got out of the hospital, I continued being treated at home. I still felt something moving in my veins, so I wanted to cut my body to make more blood ooze out so that I could make sure that there were no maggots in there. Usually I was sleeping like the dead because of the strong pills I was taking. One day I forgot to take the pill, and my consciousness was very clear. I felt the maggots moving in my veins, and I felt the urge to look inside. I cut a vein on my wrist. Knew it! What blood and many dusky red maggots came out from the wound.
Washed them off before they crawled back inside me, so I put my wrist under running water in the bathroom sink and tried to open the vein. Water, blood, and maggots ran down the drain. Just like squeezing out the pus from a pimple, I squeezed the vein to get rid of the dirty blood of the maggots. I kept doing it. My arms started feeling numb, and I felt cold, but I kept doing it. I thought I might die from losing too much blood, but I kept doing it. My body was filled with maggots. I had to squeeze all my blood out of me. And then a very bright light shone upon me. It was a very bizarre sensation. I had never experienced anything like it in my life. All of a sudden, the dark bathroom was filled with a bright light. It was very bright but gentle. It wasn't like the light from the merciless fluorescent. It was very warm and gentle. It was Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama was looking at me with gentleness and sadness in his eyes. He touched my wound, the maggots started melting and disappeared in front of my eyes. That wasn't all. All the maggots that were moving through all my veins disappeared too. Oyashiro-sama taught me. These maggots were the curse. People of the demon's blood can't live outside of Hinamizawa. The rule! Fortunately, you've been cursed. Very sad, and I feel sorry for you. There was only one way to save you. That's what he said. What should I do? The answer was very simple. All I needed to do was go back to Hinamizawa. I unconsciously knew that before I heard it from Oyashiro-sama. People who were born in Hinamizawa must never leave. I broke Oyashiro-sama's rules and I left Hinamizawa. That's why my family was broken and I lost my mind. If I hadn't left Hinamizawa, nothing would have gone wrong. So I had to go back. Oyashiro-sama also told me this. He could make the maggots, the embodiment of the curse, disappear, but only temporarily because I lived far from Hinamizawa. For a while, the power of Oyashiro-sama would fade away, and the curse would start eating my body again. If that happened, the maggots would take over my body, and I would go insane and die. I must go back to Hinamizawa before his power to hold down the curse faded away. That's what Oyashiro-sama told me. He did. I heard him tell me that. I should have gone back to Hinamizawa earlier. That's why Oyashiro-sama came to me to put this curse on me. But he gave me a chance. He gave me a chance to pay for my sins of leaving Hinamizawa. Dad, listen, Oyashiro-sama is going to help us. Let's go back to Hinamizawa. Hinamizawa is the place where we must live. If we don't, not only me, but you might be cursed too. Let's go back to Hinamizawa. That's the place where we can live. We need to hurry. We need to hurry or Oyashiro-sama's power will fade away, and my body will be eaten by maggots. Oh no, Oyashiro-sama is following me. He's telling me to hurry. He follows me everywhere and keeps telling me to hurry. He keeps apologizing for putting this curse on me. He follows me everywhere and keeps apologizing. Tell me the truth, I am. Why can't anybody see it? Can't they see the maggots or Oyashiro-sama? Everybody's trying to fool me. I know they can see them too. Oh no, please stop. I don't want to get another shot. Are you okay? I was breathing hard and Mia-san was holding my shoulders. I could feel that the terrible memory I'd been trying to forget was awakening. Doctors told me that the memory was just my delusion. They told me that since I blamed myself for the divorce, I unconsciously had a desire to blame someone else for it, and I consciously connected the desire to the folk tales of Oyashiro-sama that I read when I was little. I got drug treatment, received counseling, and waited. I got gradually better, and that proved the things I saw were just hallucinations. Doctors asked my father to consider moving to Hinamizawa if possible. Fortunately, he wanted to change his living environment to heal his pain from the divorce as well. So, we came back to Hinamizawa. After we came back to Hinamizawa, I felt it. I felt it in my bones that this was the place we should live. I also felt Oyashiro-sama's blessing. Definitely felt it. I felt the curse of Oyashiro-sama starting to break. I was free. After I moved here, I went to the clinic in Gogura for a while. The doctor gave me the same poisonous-looking pills and I kept taking them for a while. Terrible memory gradually became unclear. Whenever I tried to remember it, I could only remember the strong side effect of the pills, and it made me dizzy. That's how I regained my peace. And then I changed my name, Reina. The reason was because my name reminded me of those bad memories. I didn't want to have anything icky in my life. That's why I came up with the idea of taking icky things out. After I took the I of icky out of my name, Reina, there was only Re and Na left.
That's how Rena was born. I like that. When I was introduced to my classmates, I told them to call me Rena. Since then, that had been my name. I'm living my new life as Rena. I cut away all the sad things that happened when I was Rena. My father still calls me Rena, and I don't feel bad as long as it was just my father and my relatives. Then Rena came into my life one day and she called me Rena. As she called me Rena, those colored lights started flickering again. I should stop. I should forget about it. The lights were still flickering. I'm sorry. Was I panicking that badly? You were muttering to yourself. I'm glad you calmed down. And by Mio-chan's reaction, I wasn't panicking as badly as I thought it was. But I probably had those panic hallucinations several times. If I started screaming and yelling like I once did, they'd take me away to the hospital again. I'm certain I met Oyashiro-sama. I saw the maggots. It's hard to believe, right? Mio-san smiled, looking a little confused. I couldn't blame her. I didn't expect her to believe it. But sure, it was just a strange memory I created for myself and my nation. I can't believe I can't trust myself. That's the worst feeling of all. Rena-chan, first of all, you don't have to worry about anything. Yes. I'm talking about the curse you're afraid of. And the maggots that you saw in your blood. According to what Oyashiro-sama said, you're free from them as long as you stay in Hinamizawa, right? Yes, that's what he said. And then you don't have to be scared. You don't have to worry about anything. You're in Hinamizawa right now. Well, this is the library in Okinomiya, but it's very close to Hinamizawa's. I'm sure it's okay with Oyashiro-sama. You don't feel anything moving in your veins right now, do you? No, I don't. Well, there's nothing to worry about. You're following Oyashiro-sama's rule. There's nothing you should be scared of. Is there? Right? No. No. I didn't know until then that she was such a warm-hearted person. I met many doctors and talked about this, but they always ignored me. They didn't really listen. All they did was give me a shot of the drug I hated. On the other hand, Mio-san didn't deny my story or the existence of Oyashiro-sama. People in this village whispered behind her back that she's a little crazy. But she was actually a very kind person. Oh. Rena-chan, I believe everything you told me. Thank you so much. You're the first one to ever say that to me. So are you. You're the first one who didn't laugh at me and listen to me, Susu. I think we can be good friends. Mio-san smiled, touching my head with hers. I'll let you borrow my secret files and my scrapbooks. They're top secret. I didn't want to show these to anybody, but you're special. I trust you. I know you'll take them seriously. I took a few scrapbooks out of her paper bag and handed them to me. Let me know when you think after you read them. There might be something in them only you can understand. Mio-san was asking mysteriously. She smiled mischievously and put her index finger on her lips as a sign to keep it a secret. Don't tell anybody about these scrapbooks or that I'm studying this, okay? You're keeping this a secret? Okay, I got it. If they find out that I've been studying this, they might get rid of me. She laughed after she said that. She might erase her. But she said. And she went missing. She left me her scrapbooks. That's not all there is to it. It's the way Tomitake-san died. Uishi-san said he committed suicide because of a state of excitation caused by using some kind of drug. But I know what really happened. I didn't tell Uishi-san about it. I think he'd have believed me even if I told him. Without a doubt, Tomitake-san died trying to get rid of the maggots. Nothing other than the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Never leave Hinamizawa isn't the only rule of Oyashiro-sama. There are more. He might have broken one of them without knowing it. Uishi-san told me. Mitake-san was taking pictures with his camera flash on during the sacred ritual dance. Some people got mad at him for it. Did Oyashiro-sama put his curse on Tomitake and violated the sacred ritual dance? Might be for another reason. Anyway, he died from the curse of Oyashiro-sama without a doubt. How did Oyashiro-sama put his curse on Mio-san too? Investigating the gods is the same as getting too close to the gods. Disrespecting them. But Mio-san told me that they might get rid of her if they found out about her investigation. By they, she meant humans. Plus, according to her theory, the three families are in a conspiracy to revive the faith of Oyashiro. I can tell by the way that Tomitake-san died that it was an act of the curse. Certain about that because I experienced the curse myself. And at first glance, that seemed incompatible with those conspiracy theories about human beings. Remember that Uishi-san told me something about some kind of drug that can make a person commit. So, three families have a secret drug that can cause the curse of Oyashiro. That's impossible. Plus, I didn't get any shots of a suspicious drug like that. I had a normal life in Ibaraki. I wasn't involved with the Sonozaki family or the Kimiyoshi. Uishi-san asked me a favor.
He asked me to tell him secretly if I saw or heard anything. It'd be about me-chan, Rika-chan, or everybody in the village. Miyu-san believed my story about Oyashiro-sama. Now she's gone. Mitake-san died by doing the same I did. Oh, no, no, no. I want to get involved in the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Is this a conspiracy of a group of fanatical cult members, or is it the curse of Oyashiro-sama? Everything just a set of coincidences. Maybe it's a mixture of conspiracy and the curse? I don't know. The work of humans, the curse, or a coincidence. I don't know. Even the light of the sunset was making me feel dizzy. When did the sunlight in Hinamazawa get so mean? Miyu-san told me to keep her investigation secret. Half her top secret scrapbooks. They might hold the truth about everything. When I realized that, I got scared all of a sudden. I'd end up the same way as Miyu-san because I have her scrapbooks. If it's a conspiracy, I'll be erased. If it's the curse, I'll be cursed. You burn the scrapbooks. That's the safest thing. But Miyu-san believed my story. Miyu-san listened to me without laughing. I feel wrong to burn them without taking a look. If it's a conspiracy, I have to expose it. If it's the curse, I have to break it. I shouldn't run away. Fight. That's right. I decided to fight to seize my happiness. I shouldn't give in to misfortunes. I have to fight. I'm going to get rid of all the things that are trying to ruin my peaceful life. I'm going to read her scrapbooks when I get home. I started walking faster.
Lunch takeout. Icky things. Attention. Proto Medical Clinic. Mental Clinic. Hello. Get straight to the point. We can assume that this is a acute case of post-traumatic stress disorder. The patient is subject to tremendous stress because of her parents' sudden divorce, being forced to choose to live with either her mother or her father. Furthermore, the patient firmly believes that she was responsible for her patient's parents' divorce, which further drives her to self-mutilation. The patient's largest shock stems from betrayal from her own household, which she believes absolute safe haven. Fourth, there's a high possibility that the patient will resort to psychological defense measures to protect her family. For example, she might feel high disdain for any person of the opposite sex who approaches her father, might feel uncomfortable about having other people in her home. She may also dislike eccentric behavior in order to keep away from it. As an example of the latter, there are reported cases of patients unconsciously garbage. It's highly important that the patient remain in close communication with her father. By deepening the communication between the two of them, it'll strengthen their family bond and loosen up her anxiety. Since the patient only shows signs of an acute syndrome in this case, a very good chance she'll recover within 3 months with her father's support and proper medication. However, it's common for a patient who seemed to have recovered to have a sudden reoccurrence, a flashback, even after 10 years. The father's still fairly young, and there's still a chance he could remarry. However, seeing an unfamiliar member of the opposite sex through remarriage could trigger a flashback in the patient, which may lead to avoidance behavior or hyper-awareness. Please explain this part thoroughly to the father in order for him to understand the recovery process. Should the father decide to remarry, it's recommended that he should hold off telling the patient until she reaches the age where she's capable of living independently. Also, the cause of the patient's psychosomatic self-mutilation behavior, delusional parasitosis, seems to be its own culture-bound syndrome. The patient blindly believes that leaving her home village caused a curse, and that this curse was the cause of her parents' divorce. We believe this is a subconscious defense mechanism to reduce her mental trauma by shifting the blame from herself to her village's curse. According to the patient's statement, the culture of her home village is extremely strict and exclusive. The patient believes that there's no way to be saved from the curse other than by going back to the village. The curse will continue as long as she lives in her current environment. Through this, we see an inclination of schizophrenia and believe the chances are high that the patient will continue to alter their perceived reality. Schizophrenia, a case where patients' personalities are reduced, causing altered perceptions of reality and delusions. Her delusion about the maggots dwelling in her blood is a perfect example. It's also the cause of her psychosomatic self-mutilation. Delusion involves psychosomatic self-mutilating behavior. It's extremely dangerous. I highly recommend for the father to move back to the village if he's financially capable. Allowing her to live with relatives in the village might also. Such a strong belief can induce symptoms of self-mutilation. There might be other cases similar to this one. Perhaps prior medical files that document similar culture-bound syndromes may be available at a large medical institution in the local area. Then it'll be possible to provide better and more accurate mental care for the patient by obtaining these cases. This B5-sized letter was a bunch of memos. The following was on the backside of the letter. 1. Chukadon. 3. Shanghai-style Gomuku Yakisoba. 1. Large fried rice. Well, that's an interesting thing to put on the back of the medical file. Under Chapter 7!
Alright, fuckers. I'm EP. And also I know that my voice is gonna be bothering me after a while if I continue. So let's get the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. I'm so good at streaming. I know. I'm amazing at streaming. I'm the best streamer currently live at twitch.tv/PyroWolf13. I'm the absolute best streamer that is currently live on Twitch. That is in the category Higurashi When They Cry, Hello, Chapter 6, Sumi Horoboshi. For sure. I think I'm just tired. I think I'm pretty fucking... Yeah, let's be real. For sure. So remember, I might stream tomorrow. Who knows? I don't have work tomorrow, so I might. Love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow probably, and then Tuesday, and then maybe Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday, and then probably Sunday, and blah 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 blah. I love you. Bye.